Hey, thanks for joining us. I'm sitting here with John from JBL Roofing and Construction, and I know you guys, when there's damage, you guys are all over that kind of thing. And hey, man, we're here talking about siding and when siding gets damaged. It's not pretty, is it?
No, it's not pretty.
What should somebody expect, and what can somebody do about it?
There's different types of storm damage that will happen to either vinyl or aluminum siding, depending on what type of storm came through the area. Typical damage that we see on aluminum siding, if it's from a hailstorm, you're going to see dings and dents, depending on the size of the hailstones that had fell and how much wind was driven with those, is where you will see what type of damage is actually on the siding. If it's large hailstones, it'll be pretty obvious. It's going to basically annihilate the side of the aluminum siding on a home, and you'll just see massive.
So somebody's assessing their own home and they see like bullet marks. Okay.
If it looks like someone hit a golf ball and whacked the side of your home a couple thousand times, depending if on large hailstorms, that's what you're going to get into. It's going to be pretty obvious. On smaller hailstones, it's not as obvious, and this is kind of where we come in. We kind of got our niche in our way. Smaller hailstones don't necessarily destroy it and make it to where it's blatantly obvious to the naked eye.
Okay.
There is usually little dings and dents. If you look down at a certain angle, you look at the right sunlight, you will see that the hailstones hit that aluminum siding, dented that aluminum siding, and it might not seem like much, to the okay, I got some dings and dents on my aluminum siding, but it was not there prior to the storm. So that's where we kind of come in, is that aluminum siding is now damaged. Technically, it is cosmetically damaged. It wasn't like that pre-storm.
Right.
So that's where the insurance process could come in, to where you could actually get a full siding replacement due to those little minor dings and dents that are on all of the aluminum siding that you might not have thought was that big of a deal, but in the insurance world, it is.
Hey, and I know you guys help work with the insurance company too.
Yeah, and that's
a nice thing.
And that's where we come in, and we will assess your situation. Everyone's situation is different. Every house is different.
Well, what can they expect? All right, so I had you come on over. How's this going to work?
So we typically we will come out within a day or so from when you call us. One of us will be out there. We try to get out there within 24 hours of when you call. We'll send one of our storm damage experts out there to assess your home. We're going to look at everything from your roof to your siding to your gutters, your downs, especially if it's a hail situation. All those things that will take damage. We look at your whole property as a whole, and we will make the assessment. We've done thousands and thousands of claims a year that we see, thousands of homeowners that we've helped over the years, that typically I could tell you, is this worth a claim? We don't like to tell homeowners to file a claim if there's not enough damage, or if it's not going to warrant a claim, or if it's just, we don't just throw stuff against the wall and hope to see what sticks. We will typically look at it and make the best assessment for your best interest, and say, hey, there's plenty of damage here that I think it's worth filing a claim. That you sustained quite a bit of damage from that storm, or it's pretty minor. The hailstones weren't big enough. They were pretty soft. They didn't really damage you.
You might just want to live with it.
Yeah, you might just want to, you'll be all right for the next one,
Now, if there is some damage that needs doing and they move forward, then
if there is damage that needs forward and you want to move that forward with that process, we actually physically will help you out with that process. We will help you call in that claim. We will help walk you through the process. And once the claim is filed, and they do send an adjuster out, every insurance company sends a representative out. They don't just take our word for it. So we're not the ones saying, this needs replaced because of our word. They send their own representative out, but we do meet them out there on the property, and we show them everything that we possibly can to help your cause. There's a lot of things insurance adjusters will look at when they come out on the property. They look at stuff. Things around, you might not even think about it. Your plants. Your plants have your big leaves or whatnot. Well, if hailstones fell, they're going to be beat up. So they look at a lot of that different stuff. They call it collateral to justify, okay, it's here. Now let's go dive into the siding, the roof, the gutters, the downs, and really, go from there and assess.
And when everything gets past the insurance guy and you're off and running with repairs,
once the insurance process, we get an approval from the insurance process, we will typically sit down with the homeowner, go over their scope of work, which is presented to them from the insurance company.
Okay.
We'll go everything that was damaged. We try to maximize the claim, so we will look that over and make sure, hey, they covered everything here, but they don't have your gutters on it, and your gutters had damage on it as well. So we'll actually go and help them make sure that they get those items covered. So we make sure anything that was damaged from that storm is part of your claim. You got one deductible, so we try to make sure that anything that took damage, we are trying to get covered for you. So
hey, we were talking earlier, and you mentioned the metal siding, and they get dings. Metal siding sort of isn't the thing anymore. Vinyl siding, is it kind of moving towards vinyl siding, and what should people expect when they have vinyl siding?
Typically on vinyl siding, storm damage, depending on if it's a hailstorm or a windstorm. With a hailstorm, you will typically need a pretty good sized hailstone to actually damage vinyl siding. But when it does, if you do have it, you're going to see holes that are actually blown into the siding.
Really? Boom, right through it?
Yeah, it'll blow right through them. More often than not, it'll be on the laps or the bends of the siding. Those are the most vulnerable points on it, but you will actually see holes or cracks where the hail had hit and broke the.
Well, that's easy to see that something's wrong.
It's pretty easy, pretty obvious at that point. If you have big enough hailstones that is blowing holes in and cracking your vinyl siding, it was a good hailstorm.
Yeah,
you pretty much know that your property is damaged. With wind, you are typically going to see big sections that are blown off. They usually, when one section that might come undone from a heavy wind, that breaks it free, it's
the wing gets underneath and gets everything else.
It's a chain reaction. So usually,
house of cards.
Yeah, if it starts about halfway up, if you don't get to it in the time, especially if it's sustained winds, it just starts ripping and breaking and cracking the siding, and before you know it, it's almost all the way up. So,
oh boy.
Most of the time with wind damage or even hail damage on vinyl siding, it's fairly obvious. But that's where our experts still come in. It might not necessarily. Let's take a wind damage claim where you maybe lost five panels of siding that blew off and cracked and are damaged and stuff like that. It's still not necessarily an end-all be-all. Say, oh yeah, that's definitely an insurance claim, because there's a lot of factors that go in if insurance is going to cover the whole house siding, or if it's just going to be a minor repair that might not be over your deductible. If the repair is going to cost less than what your deductible is, it's not worth a claim, because you're going to end up paying your deductible anyways. So it's not warranted. That's where I'd say call one of our experts out. Let us come out, assess the property. We'll look at anything on your property that we possibly can, and help you make the best determination if it warrants filing an insurance claim.
That's great. Nobody can ask for more than that, really.
That's it.
Talk about warranties.
Our workmanship warranty from JBL on all full replacements is a 10-year labor warranty. If it's a repair job, because we do vinyl repair jobs as well. If someone calls us up and it's just a small repair job that might not warrant an insurance claim, because we came out, we assessed it and say, hey, this siding's still available, it's not faded or anything like that, well, we should be able to match it. So it's just going to be a minor repair. Any of our repairs is 2 years on our workmanship. The actual warranty from the manufacturers on the siding, from the manufacturer's defects, they call it a lifetime limited warranty. It does carry a bumper-to-bumper warranty and is prorated for lifetime of, and I think transferable one time. So
pretty good. Okay. Hey, well, I'll tell you what, what's your website? Let them know how to get in touch with you guys.
JBLRC.com. Please reach out to us for your free, no obligation inspection, and we'll get you taken care of.
Great. Thanks.